are 3 times more likely than the general public to suffer from allergies or depression, and they're almost 6 times more likely to struggle with anxiety. And these are just some of the physical and emotional problems that gifted children in particular may face. Spotting those children is important, but many of them are being missed. In most programs for gifted children, students from poor backgrounds are underrepresented. In 2015, one Florida school district took the rare step of screening all children for entry into its gifted education scheme. Admissions increased by 180% among poor children, 130% among Hispanics, and 80% among black pupils. In other words, to spot a gifted child, you actually have to look for them in all communities, not just the ones with the resources to spot their own. The benefits can be huge when those lost Einsteins are found. The study of mathematically precocious youth has been observing 5,000 gifted people since 1972. All of the children had test scores high enough to get into university when they were just 13. In adulthood, the first 1,650 participants went on to publish 85 books, more than 7,500 articles, and have collectively secured 681 patents. 1/3 of the group earned a doctorate. That's 17 times the national average. Society, too, can reap the rewards when genius is nurtured. The founder of Google, the Mozart of maths, and Lady Gaga were all discovered as gifted children. The child geniuses who could transform tomorrow's world are already out there, but will we spot them?
Of science. Psychotherapy board member of the Employee Assistance Professional Association of Malaysia, International Society for
But for the book, you have omitted the most relevant book for this podcast, which
Right.
is Are You Man Enough to Be a Father?
Are you man enough to be a father? But doctor, today's topic we're going to talk about gifted children, and also, so how does that going to work?
Well, gifted children, all children would need to have a good father.
A good father and a good mother as well, a support system, right?
For a role, a role model.
Right.
Especially boys, right? They would need that. Contrary to many beliefs,
in a baby's life and
Yes.
whatnot. Okay, interesting. So let's come back to this topic, doctor. The first question I would like to ask you is that many parents see a bright child and immediately label them as genius. So from the parents who are watching, how can they tell if their child is simply an advanced learner or they are genuinely a child genius or prodigy?
I guess if it is your first child, you might not have much experience to compare. But if it is your latter child, then of course you can compare the things that this second or third child do compared to your first one.
Well, that's
Right.
very sad. I felt attacked.
Sorry?
I felt attacked because I'm the eldest. No wonder my mom always tend to compare me to my younger brother. Oh, okay. So that's what's. But then again, if let's say I only have one child, how do I know that my kid is gifted or either there's a fast learner where they actually skip 1 year of the class. But that also doesn't mean that they are like genius level. So
No,
today
because that is measuring more like exams aptitude, right?
Right.
How well you do in an exam. I mean, for example, Einstein actually failed his O level, our equivalent of O level maths. exam in secondary school,
Right,
but
right.
that doesn't mean he's not a genius, right?
Yeah.
So academic score, especially in primary and even secondary school, is by no means an indicator in itself. It might give some indication,
Okay.
but not the only one.
So, doctor, do you think in this case that if, let's say, yes, I do hear you, if there's a comparison, in siblings, okay, then I probably can see the sign. But what if when it comes to a single child at home, do you think the school would have also, I'm sure that they have noticed that, and then they would tend to tell the parents on maybe your kids is a little bit advanced more than others. Do you think the school is usually the first person that would recognize this?
Not necessarily, because teachers are not actually trained in spotting
A genius, a genius kid.
Indeed, they're not, right? They are just trained in teaching,
Okay.
basically. So if you, as parents, spot anything that you think are exceptional, then by all means get a screening done, right?
Okay.
Go to see a psychologist, especially those that train in educational psychology,
Okay.
as like the ones that we have in International Psychology Center.
Right.
We can do an initial screening, and if that is positive, which means yes, that there are definite signs, then we can do a more in-depth
Okay.
assessments.
Right. So, doctor, actually, I have a quick sample of a video.
Yeah.
Which
Shall we talk about those things that are on the screen?
So right now on the screen, as you can see, it's this is a sample of an inborn talent gene test report. Yeah.
Right.
So how does this genetic screening like this help parents to differentiate between raw genetic potential and environmental traits? Yeah.
Okay, so this is a gene test. The good thing about it is you need only to do it once,
Right.
in your child's life, or even in your life if you want to do it for yourself.
Hmm.
And you can do it as young as a baby, for a few months old. Their genes will never change, right? So this is based on the Human Genome Project, where all the genes, thousands of genes are mapped out, and the people that discovered this were awarded Nobel Prize, right? So as you can see on the screen, there are a few categories of abilities based on the genes, right? From no star to 4-star.
Okay, I'm curious about because I see like the character. Okay, let's talk about character. So they are 1-star.
Right. 1-star of optimism for this. This is a sample report.
Yeah,
right?
this is just a sample report. Yeah.
But for this baby, for this child, that means that they have a little bit of aptitude to be optimistic, right? So if they like have 4, right, they're most likely not going to be suffering from depression.
Okay.
So right? No, normally.
Right.
But if they have like 0, well, they are vulnerable to have depression.
So what we
for
are looking
example.
at the sample report is that the more highest star that I get, the better it is.
Yeah,
right?
like for example, if you want to be an entrepreneur,
Right.
you probably want risk taking to be quite high, 3 or 4-star.
So that is it. That falls under the
Risk taking, right?
risk taking.
Under character still, we're talking about
You're
character.
right, character. Okay, so you
Yeah.
gotta have risk taking. I don't think I have that.
Right.
I don't think I have that in me.
I have a lot of that. For
You,
sure.
I mean, yes, of course, because you run the whole psychology center, and not only that, you actually run Well Lab, and also you have another business adventure out there. Yeah.
But everything, I would say most things in life is about entrepreneurship, even relationship, right? It is a huge entrepreneur project, to like go and date someone, to pursue someone, right? It is a big risk. So everything in life, I think,
I think
is about
yeah.
entrepreneurship,
I
right? We can maintain that thing on
the screen,
the screen,
the sample
yeah.
report. Can we have the sample report back,
Yeah,
please?
since we're talking about that, we can like dissect that.
Yeah, let's dissect this. Okay, so we understand that the character, but so this test we only need to do once in our life because it's a gene, right? Your gene is not going to.
I mean, like you can see, for example, that there's a nice correlation between
Right.
optimism and depression, right?
Okay.
So because this person has a little bit of aptitude for optimism, his depression score is very low, right?
Okay.
Very, very little vulnerability for depression.
Okay.
So that is good. Plus, he is also assertive, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. But a little bit impulsive, so there might be vulnerability to, say, addiction, right? So, yeah.
Impulsive equals to what do you mean about addiction? How does that?
Impulsive means it's sort of similar to risk taking, right? You might engage in dangerous activity,
Right.
right? So which you might try anything once, like let's say YOLO, you know, you only live,
YOLO.
you only live once, right? So
Or maybe the FOMO.
fear of missing out. Yes.
Whereas
Yeah.
I'm totally the other way. Yeah.
Then you have IQ, right?
Right.
Yeah. So but this IQ is more the verbal IQ,
Okay.
right? So you have analytical, memory, some creativity, right?
Right.
Reading ability, all that is in there, right? I must say this test is 99.9% accurate.
Okay.
Because it's your gene. Your gene never lie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, doctor, let's say for an example, my IQ is, like 1 star. Do you think I can make something to change it?
Yeah, I mean, gene is like a loaded gun, right?
Okay.
I give you a gun loaded, but we still need to pull the trigger for it to
Right.
shoot.
Correct.
Yeah. So the environment are the trigger,
Okay.
right? So you might have the gene, but that doesn't determine everything. You need to have the right nurturing so which is why we have this topic to identify those that have the potential.
The potential,
and then maybe we can give them the right environment
Right.
to then pull the trigger.
Okay.
And we have an Einstein.
Okay.
or
Wouldn't
Mozart.
yeah.
Well, Mozart's father was really pushing him hard.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great that if IQ and EQ scores very high?
That would be great. Yeah, that would be ideal. Not everyone would have that. Throughout history, we will tend to have one or the other. Yeah.
I think for most parents looking at this sample report, probably would be like, it'll be so nice if my kid is going to have high IQ, high EQ, high sports, physical fitness, health, everything, all.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of this report. It tells you what we
What's
call,
lacking.
Yeah, well, we will call it, more the nicer term, which is growth areas.
The growth areas.
What are the growth
Yeah.
areas that you can maybe put in your resources? So you can do two things
Yeah.
if you have limited resources, right? To put your resource in the growth area to develop those underdeveloped areas, or to hothouse those talents, right? And if you have unlimited resources, then you can do both.
Do you think it's too late for like adults to do a test like this?
No, I've done it for myself, and a bit too late that I found out my music ability is very, very high. Yes. So
You have very high music.
exactly, which is why I love music and all that. But if I have done it earlier, or my parents done it earlier,
You probably wouldn't be a psychologist.
well, I'll be a musician.
Wow. I mean, I mean, at this age, looking at this, I think my spot is, it's okay. Thank you very much. Even my gene, I think is just gonna, if let's say I don't do this test, right? I'm just very curious to see that if I don't do these tests, but I'm doing it very good in sports and physical fitness, right?
Yeah.
Already proven, because in school I'm like the team lead, or I'm I'm in the national team physical, right? Doing it so good.
Right.
When I do this test, it's definitely going to show high score, right?
I should, yeah.
What if the
you're-
other way around?
If you're doing well, you
It
mean
shouldn't be, right? It shouldn't be the other way around. If let's say I do the test and then it looks like,
No.
but I'm from a national team, sports
Right.
player, and then my sports
Yeah.
and physical,
exactly? Yeah.
it's not gonna
No,
it's not
no.
gonna okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we
But even in sports, you can see that it is sports is what you call physical intelligence, right? So we must mention at this stage that genius intelligence, contrary to the idea that there's only IQ, which is stand for intelligence quotient, is only one type of intelligence. So it was the psychologist Howard Gardner who come out with the term of multiple intelligence, right? So it include physical intelligence, emotional intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, right? Many type of intelligence, creativity.
okay.
So and nowadays we have various quotient, not IQ but also EQ, and there's something called system quotient, SQ,
Right.
as well.
Yeah. We're going to talk more about IQ, EQ, and SQ. However, before I move on to the next question, Doctor, I'd like you to take a look at this short video, Young Sheldon. There's one moment that it actually captures me where I'm very curious to ask the questions, but after this video.
According to Du Bois, lambda equals h divided by m times what? Sheldon.
Is it velocity?
Yes. Now,
Or is it a velociraptor?
I'm sorry?
Perhaps lambda equals h divided by m times a velociraptor. Or a velveteen rabbit. Ooh, or Velveeta. That's the cheese my mom puts on broccoli when she's being fancy.
Is this from your philosophy class? Or perhaps that Ren and Stumpy I've heard about?
Philosophy.
Mr. Cooper, do you really believe that Du Bois' equation contains Velveeta cheese?
Well, I don't know, maybe he was just trying to be fancy.
Yeah, so my questions to you, Doctor. Do you see how like that behavior is sort of like, even though I'm a gifted child, but still I do remain emotionally like a toddler, in gifted child? Can you explain a little bit more on this?
Yeah. So what you saw just now would be a indication of high IQ,
Right.
right? But
Right.
low EQ or SQ in terms of social intelligence, low emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence include a few segments. I don't know whether you have a sample report of emotional intelligence test that we have at the International Psychology Center. If you have one, you can put it on the screen. But it does include interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence. That means awareness of your own emotion, right? Emotional regulation, as well as resilience and all that. So what you see there is possibly a low EQ, right?
Okay.
And SQ, he's not like picking up the frustration of the
Professor.
professor,
Right.
right? Yes.
Don't laugh. That was random. Okay. So, but I'm actually curious. You already have high IQ. You're so clever, but you don't see that? You don't know?
Yeah, I mean, these are different component, of psychology of intelligence. Yeah, so if you can have more and a few, that'll be great, right? But they are not necessarily correlated, right?
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, you do find they are uncorrelated and even opposite
Okay.
with a negative correlation
Okay.
in many cases.
Yeah.
So I think just now on the screen
Right.
you show the book cover of Asperger's syndrome.
Yeah.
So that is a case in point, right? Asperger's syndrome is a psychological disorder that used to be diagnosable in a manual that psychologists and psychiatrists use called the DSM-4,
Okay.
Diagnostic Statistical Manual version 4. But now it has been updated to the DSM-5
Right.
and is no longer in there.
Mm-hmm.
That means we can no longer diagnose someone with Asperger's syndrome, but it doesn't mean it has disappeared.
Okay.
I still believe, I still have the opinion that it's a very useful diagnosis,
Okay.
right? So what happened now in the DSM-5 is all categorized in the same category as ASD, autistic spectrum disorder,
Okay.
right? So which is a huge spectrum. On the one hand, you have someone that cannot speak, nonverbal. On the other hand, you have someone that is like Sheldon, right?
Right.
Very highly verbal, highly intelligent,
Right.
but what they share in common,
Right.
right, with this spectrum is the poor EQ.
Okay.
Yeah, whether you're low or high,
Okay.
they are still very hopeless in terms of reading their own emotion, reading others' emotion,
Yeah.
managing even their emotion.
Yeah, that's why they have, I'm actually very curious to ask you, since you brought this up, I actually faced a case whereby the children has been diagnosed with autism. So the parents actually send them to a special school where there is psychologists. They come up with programs. It's like a daycare school or full day school. They will come up with a nice program. They will give you all the reports, to daily functioning, to social, to reading and whatnot. Why is it that the kids is still having an emotional meltdown? I mean, it's a special school.
Right. I mean, I can't say without doing an
assessment,
and an
right.
audit of the school,
Right.
right? But yeah, I mean, for a start, this type of children they need smaller, preferably even one-to-one
One-to-one.
type of environment, and of course the teachers need to be trained, right, in how to nurture and manage this type of children,
Mm-mm.
right? Which bring us to the point that geniuses or gifted children are in fact they belong to the category of children we call children having special needs or children
Right.
with special needs.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So for example, a high IQ children, high IQ child, right? The external behavior might be quite similar to one with ADD, attention deficit disorder. Like for example, they'll get bored, they'll be very restless, right? It seems that they cannot pay attention, but then the underlying reason is very different, right? For the ADD child,
Okay.
he really cannot. I'm gonna use the pronoun he, all right, but it could be a she as well, all right. So he really cannot sustain attention, right? The ADD child, but for the gifted child, he already knows all the stuff. Then he gets bored,
Right.
right? So therefore they still need support,
Okay.
right? They need a more stimulating environment,
Right.
right? Rather
Right.
than putting them in the normal class with the rest, and
Right.
they will definitely.
I don't want the routine.
They will
I don't want the same
Yeah,
friends.
they will definitely act out.
Right. That
So,
makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
which is very similar behavior to a child with ADD, acting out, disturbing others,
Yeah.
right?
Because they can't be in that routine.
Well, they're bored out of their mind.
They bought out of their mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna I remember.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm gifted, but I remember I was made to copy, all the letters, A, the whole
Right,
K,
right. Yeah,
and
with the
whole
dotted one,
B.
connect the dot,
Not
that
even
is
copy,
that one?
just copy
Yeah.
the whole page of A, whole
Right.
page of B.
Right.
So I thought this is so damn boring. What I did is erase the tick by the teacher. So I haven't told anyone about this that shortcut and
You erase the tick.
by the teacher, because the teacher will get your
Right.
your book, and then they will put a tick. So
Right.
rather
Yeah.
than spending 10 minutes or so copying, just erase the tick is much faster.
Did you get into trouble?
I can't remember now. I'll probably be forced to eat chili or
So,
something.
wow. Wow, that punishment. I think it's sort of really, yeah, when you mention all that, with your explanation, it makes much more sense now. We have to look into a bigger picture why like a routine school might not be, suitable for individually. So, unless,
Yes.
so they have to look at it and cater it into an individual case. Okay, now let's move on to the next sector where we're going to talk a little bit about the case study, which I'm still quite hooked with since you are have so high IQ. I don't think we have enough time for that video, so I would skip that video for now. We will show you some pictures and also some clips of some what is it called? The case study. But before that, I would like to make a disclaimer. For all whatever that I'm going to put out here, we are not going to say that you are not right or we are here to diagnose you and whatnot. This is just only for educational purposes and versus mental health issues. So there's actually the first case I would like to mention is about William James Sidis, which estimated with an IQ of 250 to 300, which is higher IQ than Einstein. Okay, now in the New York Times says that at 18 months, he actually spoke 7 languages, and by age 6, he entered Harvard at 11. Now, the saddest part is that he actually lived quite a miserable life at the age of, towards older age, whereby I think with my research, he was just a Liberian clerk or something like that, and he actually died at the age of 46 due to zero emotional growth, hounding by toxic media and complete social alienation. Right, so that's one case. So let's go to a second case, which we're gonna talk about Brandon. So Brandon he can actually start reading at the So this is like you say, Einstein is scoring 160, which is IQ, whereby William it's IQ of 260.
But we can talk a little bit about Einstein.
Yeah, let's talk about Einstein. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's hold on to this slide.
So he's more well known.
Yeah, he's more well known.
Yeah. I mean, he was working as a clerk,
Einstein.
Yeah.
As a clerk. Okay.
Maybe in some like production line and things, right? Before he got famous, he was married, right? With his first wife, I can't remember her name. But the point is, the wife left him. He is not that great in maintaining relationship, right? And we can read from that in terms of his interpersonal skills. Yeah. So yeah, and plus we also know that he failed his school maths as well, right? Yeah.
He failed his school math.
Maths,
Yeah, but he came out with E equals MC square.
Right. So that's advanced maths.
Honestly, I don't know why me and mathematics we don't go along. Okay.
Yeah. So we can probably can say that his EQ is not that high, right? Given from what we know about his social interaction. But for sure that there are other confirmed right? More confirmed cases of high IQ and low EQ. There was a film that was out a few years ago. I can't remember the name of the British scientists, right? It's called the Machine Code or something. I know you guys probably can look it up, right? But he was recruited in the Second World War in the British war effort because he was able to decode, right, the code of the enemies, and he was make to head the secret project. But yeah, he was pretty hopeless in managing his team. Brilliance and coder, reading code and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so that is a classic example of someone with high IQ,
High IQ
and low
low
EQ,
EQ.
and indeed he died. It was
Miserable.
very sad in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
He plus he was gay anyway, so that did not help. So
Oh.
but yeah, we have a lot of examples of
Yeah. So there's
geniuses with
So there's actually few more familiar cases. Let's go to Malaysia. We actually have quite gifted Malaysian. So this is Brandon. Brandon, he actually can read in 18 months, entered university at 11 studying anesthesiology, and then he tragically took his own life at the age of 14 due to severe psychological weight and also adult concepts on fragile teenage brain. Okay, now next case, can we have Sufia Yusof? She actually entered next slide, please.
Maybe we can stay with Brandon's case, right?
Okay, let's go back to Brandon's case.
Okay, so talking about suicide and all that, there are a lot of historical figures that did that. One that springs to mind is Virginia Woolf, genius, I would say, right?
Okay.
She created a technique in literature called stream of consciousness, right? And she eventually took her own life. She after her last novel, right? She put stones in her pockets and drowned herself, right? So that we know. Well, we don't know for sure, but we can guess from her symptom that she has bipolar depression, right? So as so she has the manic phase where she's
Where you can achieve anything and everything in 3 months.
She's like extremely creative. She
Right.
wrote so many amazing novels.
Right.
But then after that, she'll hit rock bottom
Wow.
and become suicidal, which she eventually did. So I'm not sure whether this Brandon
It's also
had a
yeah.
similar
Yeah.
fate,
Yeah.
diagnosis
Yeah.
or not. But
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
that springs to
Okay.
mind.
Now let's come back to a little bit more familiar faces back in Malaysia. We have Sufia Yusof, where she entered Oxford at the age of 13 for mathematics. And then she actually ran away from her dorm by her third year due to extreme academic pressures from her father. And also her adult life remained highly chaotic under media scrutiny. However, I recently found out that she's actually now a social worker as well, working in a social worker frame, which I think she got back on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before I forget, talking about just now Virginia Woolf and creativity.
Right.
So this is part of EQ actually. So so in the EQ test, if you can find the sample report, we have a creativity component that parents and adults can test, right? To see how high that is, right? In terms of quotient.
Correct. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to show a few more cases, and then we're going to dive into more on this the heavy side and the and the extreme side of it. And like this is also one case which is Chiang admitted in Caltech at the age of 12. I mean, look at them, 12, IQ 148, but it's also very sad that it took, I think, he passed away at the age of 30. And then also we have Adi Putra. Actually, I personally have interviewed Adi Putra when I'm speaking about 13 years ago. He's a math genius, okay? And also, he find that, traditional school system could not adapt to his pace. So just like what you said, so it causes the stress. Now, this is, the next case is a little controversial. Yep. So Fitri actually also got into Imperial College of London. And then also the controversial was that he actually got caught in the year of 2015 because he was holding a quite explicit image of children. So he was actually got caught. I mean, high IQ, you get caught. Yeah. And then some cases are like, so the reason why I'm putting some of these like I said, disclaimer, I'm not here to trash you. I'm not here. I just want to understand why the mental health is also so important. So like, Doctor, looking at all these historical examples, even Malaysia's cases and all that, we see that child prodigies often faces immense of pressure that derails their adult lives. So from your psychological standpoint, right, what can modern parents learn from all these stories?
Yeah, so we know that EQ, emotional intelligence, is as important as IQ, right? In fact, I would say emotional intelligence is even more important in terms of like career, right? If you look at applicants for a job, like
Right.
we in IPC, International Psychology Center, we are always interviewing, and most candidate will have the same certificate,
Right. Correct.
Yeah, so that piece of paper is quite common, right? But what stands out is your emotional intelligence, how you carry yourself, right? How you ask
You treat others
questions.
and also
Exactly. Yeah. And of course in IPC we can give them a EQ test.
a EQ test. Interesting. Do we? Are you talking about the career personality test?
No.
we-
This is
This is
emotional
an emotional intelligence.
So the
Okay.
Fortune 500 the magazine, right, found that people with the highest EQ
All right.
tend to be most loyal to the company, which means that they will
Wow.
stay longer.
I'm gonna put my intern. I'm gonna put all my counselor. If you're watching, I'm gonna put all. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would highly recommend companies to
To
do
do.
EQ test for their
Why do you think the
recruitment.
higher EQ it is, the more loyal I can be with the
Yeah,
company?
because they are able to manage their emotion, right? They're more resilient.
I'm not.
They get
I'm the angry one.
they get some stress, maybe some
Yeah.
conflict. They can see it through rather than chuck it and then go for the next job.
Doctor, I always say these things to a person. The same situation being put on many different people, the outcome is going to be very different.
Yeah.
If this same task,
Right.
same pattern, I give it to you with the same way that I'm instructing you to do, whereas I'm also using the same task, same way, the same pattern that I instruct this person to do, there'll be two different outcome, two different results.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, depending on their EQ, IQ.
So if let's say I have high IQ, yeah, I'm all good, but doesn't that it also put pressures on myself that I think everything for the company, but maybe I'm not having the growth for myself?
Right. I mean, of course, you need to also be taking care of yourself, right? Which is the part of the EQ bits, the intra personal intelligence. That means awareness on where you are reaching your limits to take care of yourself, rather than to break yourself and then, right? Everyone suffer. So like they're saying in the, when you're on the flight, put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you save others, right? So yes, that definitely you need to.
Yeah, we have to do that method also on ourselves lah. Okay, so now the next question I have for you, doctor, is that like earlier on we see so many case studies out there. Is it because like pushing a brilliant child into an adult spaces like uni? Do you think is it too early that the psychological is damaging for them? You're just a child. You're just a child.
Possibly,
you know?
because if you have a child that goes into a uni, right? He's not probably going to have a lot of friends,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I mean,
Awkward.
yeah, it's
Awkward,
going to be
yeah.
awkward and maybe even teased by others,
Like,
right?
yeah, you're just a kid. What do you know?
Exactly.
But I'm better than you because my IQ is higher than you.
Well, yeah. So that they're gonna be stress, that they're gonna be expectations, and we also need to talk about schema, right? So
Right.
just now we heard in one of the case that there are a lot of pressure from parents,
Right. Right.
So this is what we call unrelenting standard schema. Schema are like a type of program, right?
Right.
Blueprints that are acquired, right? So if the parents have high expectations and impose this unrelenting standard schema, right, onto the child, that the child would unconsciously acquire this schema for himself, right, and have very unrelenting standard for himself, and have very poor stress tolerance and resilience, when he failed to achieve this impossible standard, which might account for some of the tragedy that we
Yeah.
saw just now.
Yeah. So parents, please be very gentle with your kids. So doctor, actually I have a career.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily you need to be gentle, right? But it is about how
much you can stretch them.
how you give feedback, right?
Or how you give feedback.
Yeah,
It's not how much you stretch them.
Rather than feedback based on results, you should give feedback based on efforts, right?
You did great.
No, yeah, good effort.
Good effort.
You put in great efforts, right? Yeah, you might not get the result you hope for. That's fine, but great efforts, and reward them for the effort rather than for the A and the A plus, right? Look at the effort, and if you get an A plus but you put zero effort, yeah, no reward, right? So because with the right efforts, you will get the results.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, yeah, in our workplace, in our school, everything is based on results.
Results. Yes. You try to get with the in your report card, you have no idea. When I was younger,
when I was studying in England, we have we have the letter and the number, right? So you can have A1, which means
excellent,
great result,
great. Yeah,
but also great efforts.
Okay.
Or you can have like E1, which means poor result but great effort. Which is fine.
That's a little. I don't know whether to call that a joke or sarcasm. That's a sarcasm, though. That's really a sarcasm.
I remember my roommate.
Yeah.
He always get like a A5. Zero.
Yeah.
So you might call this a genius, lah.
Yeah.
I think he was a genius.
Yeah.
Zero effort. He doesn't study, but he always have great results.
Yeah. My goodness.
But yeah, I think that's a good system.
E1. I mean, horrible, but
my class, my roommate, he would have A5, like zero effort, but he still get a result.
Wow, they really have that scoring this way.
Yeah, get all the results, and he's popular with the girls. He's got everything,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So
Okay. So we have something on the screen here.
okay,
This is
this is
career. Yeah, this is a
a
career.
career personality test. So this is not based. I mean, to certain extent, these are based on personality, right? So we have so personality like something that is inborn, right? You can be an extrovert, introvert.
Right,
You can
right.
be good in intuition, right? Good in emotion, or good in thinking. So depending on this type of personality, there are various type of career that might be suitable. So we can definitely offer this type of test for those interested in finding the right career for
Okay.
themselves. But even with the just now the inborn talent gene test, we also have a career component
Okay.
that
Oh yeah,
in-
yes,
in-
yes,
in-
definitely,
in
definitely.
the report
Career.
as well,
Yeah.
that we can recommend, right? The type of career based on your genes.
Okay. Quick question with this test, right?
Mm.
I think a lot of perception people think that gifted child, right? They're always introvert.
No.
You know
mean,
that perception.
Yeah.
Even movies that we watch, series that we watch, they're often like alone, play alone, don't talk so much.
Well, I mean
often
that is based on the Asperger's type of pattern,
Okay.
right? If you're Asperger's, with ASD, autistic spectrum disorder, then you have poor social skills, right? Then yeah, it might not even be the case that they do want to socialize. They just do not know how to do it.
Yeah.
They cannot read the cues of
Mm,
others, and so as a result, they tend to be like isolated, right? So that is yeah, by maybe because of them having the ASD diagnosis.
Okay. Now, we want the parents to learn that we don't want to suffocate them. We don't want to burn out them. Okay. I think how many more minutes do we have left? Yeah. So I want to talk more a bit about to teach the parents about the understanding of this special these gifted kids, because it seems like because they don't know how to regulate their emotions and all that. So can you speak a little bit more about gifted burnout? Like, what does burnout look like in a 7 or 8-year-old child?
Yeah, I mean they say that all play and all work and no play make Jack's dull boy, right? So so that definitely you don't want to um have your child to like study homework, go to school and then come back and homework and no play. Yeah, that is would for sure lead to burnout.
Yeah.
So you need to have a balance, type of environment for your child.
Yeah.
Not like come back home, piano lesson, and
But I
ballet
mean,
lesson.
the parents are parents. I mean, it's just that.
So this way doing some of these tests, like the inborn talent gene test,
Right.
would
Saves your time a bit lah.
exactly. So you see, is piano lesson recommended or not? Has your child got musical ability?
Ability, yeah.
If they have, then for sure that
They will enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Or whether they have movement, physical ability to go ballet or not, right? Yeah.
Well, that was what I did.
Or even
Yeah.
sports, whether they can do football, or whether they're prone to injuries or not. So this is how you can map up a good journey, with your child that would lead to least likelihood of burnout and more fulfilling,
Yeah.
enriching type of childhood for your child.
But here's the thing, doctor. Sometimes parents also very stubborn, like academic, like you said, like everything wants that result driven, right? So like a lot of many gifted children, right, they do suffer from extreme perfectionism. If they cannot do something perfectly on the first try, they will have the meltdown or refuse to do it at all. That's one perception. So how can actually parents help them build a healthy relationship with failure? We talking about failure.
So this is where I go back to what I mentioned about efforts.
Right.
It is the effort that counts, and this need to be the feedback need to be given to the child, right? It doesn't matter your results as long as you put in
The effort. I
Yeah.
can see that you've
It
been
is-
putting a lot of effort.
Yeah. The result is only a feedback for you. It's not failure.
So we also have to teach the parents how to nurse the children in a very
Okay,
correct
I mean look
way, right?
at the guy that invited the light bulb. What is his name?
The guy who invented light bulb. Doctor, I'm not so brilliant,
But he but he I think like try like 1,000 times or something, and fail before he finally crack it to have the light bulb, right?
But how many people actually have that
Resilience.
that resilience?
Right, it is cultivated, right? The way you bring up your child, the way you nurture your child, that you focus on effort rather than results. Because with the right effort, then your results are more guaranteed.
Yeah.
If you don't put any effort in it, then unless you are a real genius, then
So for any parents who are actually watching this, we really thank you your effort. For I have to learn. Thank you for your effort for tuning in and supporting us to watch this webinar.
Great effort.
Okay, we have said all the sad cases. We have said all the depressed ones and whatnot. We are not going to put any more videos, but however, we have some happy cases to show now. Can we have the happy ending? We do have a happy ending cases as well to show that whereas they can have very high IQ and also they can balance, that life balance. Like example, we have Terence Tao, who is regarded as the smartest living human. Okay, he thrived because his parents actively refused to rush him emotionally, utilize a healthy split schooling method. So alongside peers on his own age and also intentionally prioritize teaching him real world life skills. This is very good. No, doctor?
Yeah.
The parenting?
And I can also quote mention Bertrand Russell, right? Lord Russell. He is one of the most well regarded philosopher of the 20th century. His parents homeschool him rather than putting him in a normal school. They have tutors coming to his house, and he got homeschooled. And
So turns out very balanced, EQ.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he has 4 wives, but apart from that,
There's always something. There's always quite something.
well, but at least
yeah.
he has the awareness to know
Yeah.
he was no longer in love with his or his ex-wife.
Yeah.
So maybe that's high EQ. I don't know.
Yeah. So as you can see, there's Judith and also Ruth. I'm sure you all have seen one of that Netflix series about the chess queen, right? So yeah, so these are all the good examples. You gotta have the balance. Even though you're a chess queen, I watched that series on Netflix, and eventually she knows how to set boundaries. And also, have that emotional support and
Yeah,
whatnot.
being assertive.
Yeah. Is there any more other tests that we can show on the slides or maybe we have not shown on the slides, so that we can put it on the slides to make a quick roundup It seems like today times passes very fast, Doctor. It's been an hour. And actually, I have so much more to cover. It has been an hour already? Wow. Okay. Is there any books that we have not showcased on the slides? Maybe we can do a quick recap. Any good books that
I saw just now that there was a sample report of the IQ test.
the IQ test? Do we have the
we
IQ test? No.
we can re-show that. I saw just now there was some graph and things of
the graph ones.
of the IQ test. Maybe we can
Yeah, can we
explain
show that graph?
a little bit what that is about, right?
Yeah, gotta give them some time. Yeah.
So this is one of the tests that parents can do. In fact, the Mensa test is taken just a few.
The IQ, the Mensa.
Yeah, just a few component of this. So you can see that. So this is called the Weisler Intelligence Scale for children, right?
Okay.
So we do have a adult version as well.
Okay.
And you can see that it is divided into few categories: verbal comprehension, right? Which is just one component. Visual, spatial, your ability. This is good for engineers and things. This is directly mapped into career. Fluid intelligence like maths and things. Your working memory, how much you can hold in your memory. So if you have like attention deficit disorder, ADD, it's going to be not going to be good, right? So it's a good screening for children with ADD, ADHD as well, and processing speed, like coding, how fast you are in recognizing codes and things. So what you can see at the bottom is like 10 is like the, so we will do the test, and we have a lot of raw scores, and then we compare with thousands of children and get a score that is comparative to your age, right? So if you are 6 years old, so the average will be 10.
All right.
So if you are like here, you can see like 15. Then for this like verbal comprehension, you are up there, right? So what you want is everything high, right? To diagnose as gifted in IQ for start, right? So here you can see there's some low and things, right? So that is a good instrument to use that definitely, along with the EQ test, right? The gene test, the personality test. And we even have a career interest test.
That's a lot of, we do have
a career interest test to look what is actually your interest.
Yeah,
right?
But what if I have the interest but I don't have the talent?
Well, normally when you have the talent, you will have the interest because we tend to be interested in things we are good at. So when you feel you are good,
which is like I'm very good at doing hosting, so I like it, so it's my talent.
Exactly. So you must.
I don't feel forced, doing it. That's the thing.
I would say if I do a the IQ test for you there, your verbal intelligence will be quite high, right?
Under the IQ lah.
Yeah,
so
under the IQ.
Still not so bad lah. Still got hope lah. The IQ side, Doctor. Okay. Personal question. If I'm gonna ask you to choose, you can only choose IQ, high IQ, or high EQ. Which one would you choose?
EQ
without a doubt.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Because
high EQ.
There'll be less suffering in your life.
Why? Why less suffering?
Well, you get on with people.
Yeah, true.
True. Yeah. But the good news here is EQ can be developed, right? So we can run the test, we can identify what are the growth areas, and we can do therapy, right? To develop that. In fact, in International Psychology Center, where we have a lot of parents that send us, their ASD children to develop their emotional intelligence, their social skills, right? So that can have a more successful life.
You know what, Doctor? You gave me an idea that whereby we are going to, how should I put it? Next time, I'm definitely going to add another slide, which is International Psychology Center's phone numbers and everything on the slides for this. Okay, so any other things we have left out that you would like to add on, Doctor, before we end the session today?
Well, so I would just like to reiterate that to be successful in life, right? You need both the nurture and the nature components, right? So your genes give you certain things, right? Some 4 stars there, some no star there.
Okay,
Right.
that's what you're born with. You can't
Right.
change your gene.
But you can do a lot still with the right environment, right? But at the same time, if you're fish, then don't try to get your child to climb up a tree, right?
Yeah, true lah.
If you're born
If you're a fish, okay, child. I mean, that's quite cute to say that. All right, for those who are watching, thank you so much. Next month, finally, I think it's my favorite topic, Doctor.
What was that?
Couple.
Okay.
We're going to come up with very interesting topic. However, you can also write in which couple topic that you would like us to talk about. You can put it at the comment section, or either you can go to all of our social media, including those who are watching on our TikTok live. Thank you for watching behind the scene. If you have any questions to ask Doctor, you can always DM us to follow us on TikTok. And also for those who are watching our current webinar live over here, thank you so much. And we'll catch you on the next session with the sizzling hot topic. Thank you.